Okay, so basically, this idea is about red flags. Um, each one of us has different red flags. One of us think differently, and each one of us sees different red flags in people. For example, my own red flags cannot be someone else's red flags towards anyone. And also, it depends on your connection with that someone. For example, being in a relationship is different. Like a red flag in a relationship is different than a friendship red flag, is different than a family red flag, is different than a stranger red flag. So there is different red flags for each connection that you have. But in my own opinion, I think there is one major red flag that applies for all connections and that you should look out for. Whenever you're meeting someone new, like for example, if you're on a date or a new friend, or just with your family members, you can just sit down and speak. Try knowing about their past. Like, I'm not telling you to be nosy, about their, like, for example, if it's a date, do not ask about the relationship and all that. No, I'm not telling you about that. I'm telling you, just ask about how personally they were. Like, ask personal questions, how they were, how they acted towards themselves, how they acted towards others, and how they grew out of that state, if it was a negative state, or how they were and how they grew. Like, ask for every state of their lives, how they were. Because personally, I believe the red flag and the most red flaggest of the red flag in every person, in every connection, is that um, if you do not change, if you as a human being did not change at any time in your life, that means there is something wrong. There is something wrong. Or you have a high ego, or you have a high pride, or whatever. You have an issue, because humans are meant to change. Nature is meant to change. We are all meant to change. So whenever you're a kid, you grow differently. Like, whenever you're a kid, when you become a teenager, you're different than a kid because you grow, you mature. Whenever you're an adult, you grow, you mature. You're not like a teenager anymore. And when you're like an old person, you are like a grandpapa or a grandmama. You are different than when you were a young adult. So personally, I believe that if you do not change in your lifetime, for the good or for the bad, that means this is a red flag. Now, if you change for the bad, it's depending on you, because each one of us has like a taste in people. But personally, if you grow for the bad, if you change for the bad, do not approach me.